All right, we're going to be talking about how I made 5K today shorting the Nasdaq. Um, let's actually begin with the market structure. So, first things first, I had said that I wanted to see shorts. Why? Well, because we had broken structure towards the downside on the hourly, sorry, half hour, as you can see. This happened pre-market, right? I was even debating taking the shorts while I was doing my pre-market analysis in my Discord, and I didn't, which is quite unfortunate because I was busy recording, but that's okay, right? So if we head on over to like the lower time frame, let's check out the 5 minute for a second. This is just a pre-market trade that I took during London session. I signaled it to my Discord, banked off of that, easy money. However, let's talk about New York Open. So we did open all the way down. We dropped like 80 points or something, right? Well, in total 140, but on this one candle, did like 80 points, right? Absolutely nuts. And what I essentially want to do was a continuation, okay? So let's kind of break down what happened starting for the 5 minute, okay? On the 5 minute, I had gone ahead and marked out this 5 minute imbalance right here that needs to be filled. We took out all of our draws and liquidity, and what I just wanted to see was the next imbalance get filled. If we head on over to the 1 hour, we grab this fair value right here. Technically, I could have held it until the order block, right? But I didn't. I wanted to play it safe, take my profits, and hit a nasty PR like I did today. So we grab this, 1 hour order block. Okay, sorry, fair value gap. Head on over to the lower time frame. I'm gonna remove it for now, but this yellow line right here represents the CE, aka the very middle of it. So I'll just keep it there for reference. And I marked out a 5 minute imbalance over here. Okay. First things first, we had an S&P. Okay, an internal S&P that if you check out 4516451 on ES, right? See how it lines up right here, and up here is where the SMT is formed. Okay, so I know you might be thinking, extra trace. This doesn't look like an SMT. What's going on here, buddy? There's no like wake up. Well, let me tell you something. Okay, where does liquidity lie? Does liquidity, let's say this was liquidity sweep, does liquidity lie at 6451 or 6451.25? Okay, it lies obviously on the closure of the, sorry, on the high of the swing. Okay, so that's where the liquidity orders lie. So that being said, why would it make sense for an SMT to not be formed if all the orders are grabbed? Because they're not sitting at 6451.25, they're sitting at 5100. Okay, therefore when those orders are grabbed, the liquidity is swept, therefore signifying that they were swept on ES but not an NQ. As simple as that. Okay, so that's the first, part of my building block towards my trade today. All right. The second thing would be us filling this 5 minute imbalance. All right. I saw the market break structure towards the downside very heavily. Then I marked out my imbalance right here on the 5 minute. Right. You might be thinking, oh, there are a bunch of fair value gaps up here. What about these guys? No, it's the most recent one. Right. The most recent that is formed. Okay. You don't want to be thinking that, oh, I gotta drag this guy all the way up here. No, drag it to the most recent fair value. Check on the 15 minute. It's the exact same shit. In fact, it's even better, right? Actually, it's not even better. I eat my words, but I was looking at the 5 minute anyway because I didn't want us to come all the way up here, because if we did, we would have broke structure on ES, which would, and break the SMT, which would not be good, right? I was saying to my Discord inner circle members that if we broke this SMT, I really wouldn't want to see any more shorts, right? We didn't. We just grabbed the liquidity and kept heading down. All right, let's talk about the specifics. So I'm not going to get so in detail with my entry model, but my entry model did play out right here at 679, this candle, and I took my entry. Where did I set my stops? Just above these recent highs. You could have argued that I could have set my stops above this fair value gap, but here's the thing. I don't set my stops above or below 5 minute imbalances. I set them above swings. 1 minute swings to be exact, or sometimes above or below the imbalance that I used to catch my entry model, right? But in this instance, I didn't. So what did we get after this closure? Well, a 1 minute break of structure. Where? Towards the downside. So what I waited for was this gap to get filled right here. I kind of hesitated on my order entry. I should have set a limit up here. Shit happens. I was just kind of pressed. I didn't get filled. Shit happens. I didn't crash out and it rebutted. I saved myself. I proved myself. And I'll show you that in a second. Down here. Okay. What happened after this extremely clean price action, especially on ES? We chopped up, right? We were like 6 points away from hitting stop loss. But guess what? If your backtesting data says that XYZ will happen if you stay in the trade, even in drawdown, then you got to follow what XYZ tells you to do, because, well, that's your model. You know, there's no reason for me to shit breaks when I'm in drawdown because my trade either hits or doesn't. And guess what? We chopped up for a bit and then had this absolutely massive break towards the downside, telling me what? That we're rolling, or we're rolling down. I took my first partial at 1.5 R and broke even. Why did I do that? Because I want to secure my profits. You know what I mean? I took 1L and I think 2 wins this week, and I just wanted to secure my bread. You know what I mean? It was a 3R trade, so the likelihood of it hitting is obviously less. And if I take my partial, I mitigate risk, right? I manage my risk. That way I stay profitable. Break-even trades are amazing to do if you know how to do them properly. What did I do down here? Exited my order exactly where I had my TP set. I didn't drag it, even if it was 1 point away. Yeah, I got pressed, but guess what? I am able to withhold and sustain under pressure, right? I even had one of my Discord members say, I'll show you this. It's pretty funny. He said at 10:45, so right at the top of this candle up here, he said, bro, just come out. I don't want to see you get break even. And then this is what he said after. W extra, you're disciplined AF. I guess some of that experience, which is fair enough, because he's only been trading for a month and already got funded with me. We're just absolutely fucking nuts. Sorry, I said that a little too fast. He has been trading with me for a month, already got funded. Working on his other 4 accounts right now. And I think it passed 2. I bet it passed 1 more. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. And what this level was, instead of internal lows down here, was a volume level that I pulled. Okay? So I was very confident in my levels, and I'm like, all right, cool. We're doing our thing. We're keep forming beautiful structure towards the downside, and we keep holding. No reason for me to, back out now. I'm doing a very good job. Everything is going well. And then we TP. And here's one thing that really determines whether or not you'll become profitable. You see price moving towards the downside, you're like, shoot, 80 points. Dude, I could have got 160 or 200 almost. If you did like double that, oh wow, 6R, 8R, 9R, fucking 7 point, whatever, it doesn't matter R. Okay? It's gonna render you unprofitable, because if you're just chasing if you're consistently chasing returns over securing your profits, then you're gonna end up in the dust. Right? All this is about taking fast, quick, secure, profitable trades and moving on with your day. I'm not looking for any more trades. You guys see any more trades? Because I don't. No. I want to secure my profits, move on, and just make money again the next day. That's what I love about this. I get my entire day free. I get to do whatever the heck I want. Okay? Because there's no logical reason besides us coming down to this order block, which I could have argued that, oh, maybe I should have left a runner. But I've tried that before, and all that does is just confuse me more. Because if I think, oh, I'm just gonna leave 1 micro, I could have made however much money on it. That's just gonna make me think next time that, oh, I want to risk more in that, and maybe I should leave more during my runner. And my runner doesn't hit because it's a 10R and it only happens 10-20% of the time. Then I just crash out, right? That's not needed. I don't want that. I don't want to be on the charts all day. I have better shit to do with my life, right? My life is more than just fucking day trading, dude. It's make your bread and get the hell out. It's like a casino, yo. You're not meant to spend all day in the casino. You're meant to spend an hour or 2 in there, make your bread and dip. Say, I'm happy with how much money I made. You know what I mean? Because you guys have seen how people operate once they make a little bit of bread on the charts and then want to make more on greed, they all lose in the end. It's like the same story written again. Why do you think your favorite profitable traders online, including myself, make their money and then get off and go do other stuff? Because this is the way that you stay consistently profitable. Yeah, I could have made extra money today, but guess what? Tomorrow I'm gonna have a problem then. Is that worth it for me? No, the stress isn't worth it. I don't want to feel that. I don't like that. But what I do like is money. So I'm just gonna make my money and hop off because that's what I'm good at doing and that's what I like doing. That's what makes me happy. And at the end of the day, we're only all doing this just to make ourselves happy with our accomplishments, right? Oh, I accomplished following my rules for another day again. Cool, you're gonna make some money, right? And then it goes to the question, how much money am I making? I could be making more money if I just risk more, or not risk more. Sorry, have the trade for longer. Well, there's an easy solution to your problem, there, friend. Buy more accounts with the money you just made. Boom. Now you can double, triple, quadruple your freaking allocation. Now you're making way more money with the same trading. You want to separate trading from profits, right? Because this trade right here could have made me like $100,000 if I just buy more accounts, which I plan on doing, right? With different prop firms. I still got to set that up. I've really had time, been focused on content. But it's really easy for you to see things for what they are once you actually decide that you are going to see it for what it is and just be satisfied with what you're given from the market, because us day traders only make up about 3% of the entire market, right? We're not fucking hordes out here grabbing and greeting and hedging everything we can. No, bro, we're just trying to make our little moves, which is a lot for us. Because if hundreds of millions are being pushed into the market every single day and we make like 10 G's, like, bruv, it's like 0.01% or some bullshit, right? I'm okay with that. It's a lot to them. Sorry, it's little to them. It's a lot to me, though, right? And compared to the ordinary person, it's way more than just a lot. Okay, it's like I've literally had dudes in my DMs telling me that like even an extra $300 a month could change their life. So I'm satisfied. I'm humbled, and I'm good to go and good to roll. That's it.